Welcome back to the channel. So, I got a slice of life right here. And we're gonna listen for that. That was beautiful. Probiotics, prebiotics, postbiotics. We got it all. Really good. So, tonight's little topic is something we can all relate to, and that is, it's a type of fitness, and this is social fitness. How is our social fitness in 2025? Mine's okay. Mine's doing all right. Better than most. But I'm a very personable kind of guy. I like to get out there and explore and meet new people and interested in all these different walks of life. Social fitness, as defined, is meaningful in-person connections which are seen as crucial for mental, emotional, and physical health for a well-rounded entire network system that can be supporting for you. So, I think we're all very much aware that we're a growing society, and we can tell we're losing the ability a bit to conversate with strangers on the regular. And this even spreads over into taking a phone call from friends or relatives. I felt the same feeling myself when because it doesn't happen all the time, but you get a phone call and you're like, oh, I got a phone call. Oh, somebody's calling me. You almost think it's trouble. It's almost like, whoa, what's going on? But sometimes you answer it, and then sometimes you're like, nah, you're just gonna let it go. And they'll text you, and you'll text them back later, and maybe you are legitimately busy. I think honestly though, none of us are really that busy that we can't answer the phone call. Or if you got your earphones in, beep beep, you can answer the call. I did it today for my friend, and it was a good conversation, a nice check-in. But it turns out that reduced FaceTime has declined 50% from teenagers and 30% by the adults in the last 2 decades. So in the last 20 years, we're having less face-to-face contact with each other, eye to eye, seeing our facial expressions, the whole nine, at this time of 2025. Now, that to me, it's a little worrying, because what's taking the place? What's taking the place of these meaningful, high-impact conversations that are here to contribute meaningful and crucial to our mental and physical and emotional health? What's taking place? You're watching me, and I'm looking at you through what is taking place right here. Our phones have they've gotten in the way, and it is an outstanding piece of technology, a little square that you can view a universe, a plethora of endless entertainment, knowledge, endless portals to eons of information of any kind, in all facets, in anything, in all languages. It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing magic technology. But it's changing the game. It's changing the game for our health. So with that being said, there is a loneliness epidemic that's tied to all of this. And I love being alone, but sometimes get a craving. You'd like to be around some friends, some acquaintances, some strangers, just some public, some anybody. Those days come up. Those nights come up. Obviously, a romance would be great, but the phone has definitely gotten in the way of the societal piece that we're missing, the human interaction. I've definitely noticed it riding on the bike, and I was just looking up information earlier about it. Somebody put in a Reddit forum that said, "Why don't people smile anymore?" And the comments were pretty funny. There's a lot of sarcastic versions of answers to say, but he was right. He said 90% of people that I think it was a he, could have been a she that was talking on the forum, but said 90% they do not smile back. I've noticed this myself. I gotten one smile today on the bike, and I was riding around for over 2 hours. Saw a lot of people, but I get it. It can be a little intimidating. Somebody's riding by on a bike, cheesing at you, they're smiling at you. And maybe they just don't want to. The answers were bad teeth. Maybe they don't have nothing to smile about. Maybe they're in pain. Maybe they got nerve damage in the face and they can't smile back at you. But I would say that they don't want to smile back at you. And it could be because hardly anybody's smiling at them, because they're missing the face-to-face interaction that I'm just talking about. If 50% of the teenagers are missing out on that human contact, and 30% of the adults, then they're not really used to a smile, you know? And I know in my life, I end up alone a lot. Although the other night I went out with some friends, went to a concert and stuff, and it was an amazing time. It was fun. Absolute blast. Feels good to hang with people. But I'm pretty social. And then all my jobs have been very social. Been a team builder, so you had to be social. You couldn't really be shy when you gotta get up and talk to a whole team about what the night entails. You gotta lead that stuff. So I'm kind of used to it, but we are getting into a point to where it's becoming less and less FaceTime, and it's becoming this FaceTime, which this is a substitute for it. At least if you're doing a FaceTime live or a Zoom chat, you can see faces and you kind of get the same feel. It's a little different, but sort of the same. And another another reason why this is coming up is because we're entering the society where we are just living the illusion, and there's not a lot of trust to go around anymore. And that's not good for our health, that we can't trust our immediate neighbors, that we can't trust the people that you're out there going grocery shopping with, and you just don't know. There's a shocking statistic that lack of trust between each other. Most people say, can you trust somebody? 46% say no. 46% say they can't trust people, can't trust a stranger. I kind of understand that a little bit. I'd like to be more trusting of a stranger. I'd like to give them the benefit of the doubt. I think maybe they're like me, maybe, and they want to help somebody. I think gotta go for vibes for sure. This is excellent, by the way. Can't find it. Pick yourself up a slice. But yeah, the stranger. Can you trust them? I'm hoping the future maybe we can figure something out. And then there's also just in the last. I just got to keep bringing it back to the 2020s and COVID. That really exacerbated everything. Maybe we didn't really find out until now, but maybe wearing a mask. I don't know if wherever you were, if you had to wear a mask and cover your face, maybe that's another reason why we don't want to smile at each other anymore, and we lack some emotional presence in our eyes around strangers. I think it did something to us. I really do. I think it didn't help us in any way socially. I think it hurt us socially. And then to social distance each other, stand 6 feet apart, and it was just not a good time. I just can't say enough was anything really good about those times at all. And I even noticed last night when I went to this concert, a lot of people kept their distance. It did get crowded enough to where everybody was kind of a little bit smushed together, but a lot of people were very protective of their little bubbles. You could feel it. There was a slight tension there. It loosened up after the drugs and the alcohol kicked in. You could felt it. You felt the guard drop just a little bit. But there's also the uncertainty going forth with what we're doing here in America, at least. The uncertainty with programs being cut and a government that is not working together with each other, and of course the high inflation and search for jobs. It's some tough times. Not much to smile about in some aspects. I say you could still smile because you got health on your side, and that's a great thing. Something to smile about. But we're also under a huge illusion of currency that's quickly being devalued, and tensions all around the country with everything, technology on the rise, weird new programs being implemented to keep us in a surveillance state. This is all taking place, and I just gotta say the last 4 presidents have just made it even weirder, even stricter. And there's an illusion out there, and we're starting to rip through the curtain. It's starting to see on the other side. And we're gonna find out soon that it's just our belief in each other's shared common trust of experience that's holding all this together. And that could be more fragile than we believe. I think we're starting to realize that. But that's our social fitness for right now. Perhaps we could get it to change. Maybe we could implement more clubs, more society get-togethers, bring back some more community organized events that get teens, younglings, um, young adults, adults, middle-aged, and the elderly all together at the same time for something, you know? Like, why don't we do like a World's Fair sort of thing in all, in all like states? At least represent something for everybody to come together and mingle, get to know each other. I know we have a state fair, but that's pretty much dominated by carnival rides and funnel cakes, cheap, crappy toys, and in concerts from Coolio and stuff. But maybe maybe a good version of that, a much better version. We can get together and have something like that would be hitting on all aspects for all age brackets, kind of force us together, not force us together, but we'd want to merge together and have a more community held organization. That'd be nice. We'll brainstorm on it. Gotta think. Some expo that mattered. Maybe that's what it could be. The Social Fitness Health Expo. Bettering the human in all of us. You know? Why not? What else are we doing? Besides spending fake fiat currency. Buying things we don't need. And trying to live a lifestyle that we portray on social media as something glamorous. Something to be held. Alright. Well, that's tonight's little fitness thing. Alright. I'm gonna enjoy the rest of my slice of life here. And maybe have a bowl of yogurt with some berries in it. That'd be nice. And then get a good sleep. And we'll wake up and we'll do it all again. And then we'll do it all again. Alright, the odd one. Keeping it real for life. And we're signing out.